I guarantee you, game changer. Hello there and welcome back to my channel. A good way to make your clothing look as good as possible is to make sure that it fits you correctly. But when you're shopping online, it can be incredibly difficult to figure out what size to order. Should you order a size medium or are you a size large, and does it run true to size? And what is size anyway? Something is just large in comparison to something smaller. It's just a construct. It can be incredibly frustrating. A better way to shop for clothing online is to not shop based on sizes, but to shop based on the size chart provided by the retailer. There's no guessing here. We have all agreed on how much an inch is. So today I'm going to show you how you can take your own measurements at home to make you a better and more confident online shopper. And if you're new, welcome. My name is Fernanda. I make videos all related to get the most out of your wardrobe in terms of fit, care, and we love a good capsule wardrobe over here. So if you're into that sort of stuff, don't forget to click the diamond over here and subscribe for more content like this. Before we get started, let's talk about what you'll need to get this done correctly. You'll need either a flexible measuring tape, something like this that a seamstress would use, but if you don't have that, don't worry about it. You can grab either a piece of ribbon, something like this, or a piece of yarn with a button, a bead, or a charm attached to it that won't slide too easily through the ribbon. In this case, I have a charm from a necklace, and you can see that I can easily move it through the ribbon, but it won't slide unless I push it myself. And if you are using something like this, you just want to make sure that you knot one of the ends, and this will be your dead end. You'll see how this works a little bit later. And then on top of that, if you are using the ribbon, then you need either a ruler or a stiff measuring tape, something so that you can figure out exactly how much your ribbon measures after you're done measuring your body. Does that make sense? I think it does. Second, what you wear matters when you're taking your own measurements. To get the most accurate measurements, you want to make sure that you're in your underwear and that you're wearing underwear that fits you properly. This means that it doesn't create an indentation in your body in any sort of ways and fits too tight. Second, for tops, it's really better to wear an unpadded bra unless you're shopping for something like a dress or a top that requires a specific type of bra. In that case, it's best to use the bra that you think you're going to be using with that top, because if you think about it, a strapless bra is usually padded, and that little bit of padding will add something to your measurements. So keep that in mind. Now, I am not at the point where I am comfortable being in my underwear on the internet, so I will use very thin clothing, fitted clothing, like a pair of leggings and a very thin tank top. You're welcome, or I'm sorry, depending on which one you want. And as for when to do this, the best time to do it is after a full meal. That way you will get measurements that will ensure that your clothing fits even after the biggest of the Thanksgiving meals. For all the measurements that we're going to take, here are some things you should remember. First, the tape or the ribbon should always be parallel to the ground as it goes around you. If it's crooked, you will not get an accurate measurement. Second, posture changes everything, so make sure that when you're taking these, you are standing up straight, comfortable, but with your back straight. Third, you should always keep one finger between the measuring tape and your body. You'll see what I mean in the inserts, but this will ensure that whatever measurement you get, and if you get a garment that is very fitted, it will not be so fitted that it's constrictive. If you're using a flexible measuring tape, make sure that you always start from the 0 side and go around your body as your numbers go up. And lastly, we're always going to do this twice for more accurate results. So I'm going to start by opening up the Notes app on my phone. I do recommend that you keep these handy so that you have them at the ready no matter where you are, and typing in the measurements that we're going to get. Those are bust, waist, hip, inseam, sleeve, and center back length. We're going to start by measuring our bust, and with that we want to measure the fullest part of it, and it's usually around the height where the nipples hit. So you want to make sure that you are standing hip width apart. If you don't know how much that is, place your fists like that right in between your 2 feet, and that is the distance of hip width for you. Anatomy! You want to grab the measuring tape just like this. I'm going to show you both with the ribbon and the measuring tape, but I'm going to start with this. Hold it like that and then pinch it like 2 scissors with your fingers like that. You want to make sure that this finger is right against your body so that way if you measure, your clothes are not too tight. So we're going to grab it and running around our body like so. And for the bust measurement, you just want to make sure that you're arms are relaxed, because if you have them up like this, the measurement will actually be smaller. So just relax your arms down and check that it's entirely parallel to the ground. See right there? I think I need to bring it a little bit up and a little bit up on this side. It really helps if you have a mirror in front of you, but in this case, I'm just using my camera viewfinder. So I have this right next to me and I'm taking a measurement, and I'm getting a measurement of 33.5. So once you have the measurement, you wanna start all over again and make sure that you're measuring twice. That will always give you the most accurate measurement. If you don't have a measuring tape, then you wanna grab your ribbon with your charm that you can slide on it. And then you have your dead end, which will be like, think of this as the higher number end, and the end that doesn't have the knot, this will be your 0. You wanna grab it like so, the same way, and start putting it around you. Once you get to this point, see how the charm is right there? I'm gonna start sliding it until I can place it exactly where I need it to go. Let's make sure that it's even. In this case, it's not. There we go. There we go, that looks even. And I'm just gonna place it right there. And now what I'm gonna do is measure the distance between the charm and the end of the ribbon. 33.5 exactly. So this is great. You wanna do this twice and make sure that you're getting the same measurement, or like a quarter or an eighth of an inch off is usually fine. But the more times you do it, the more likely you will get to your most accurate number. And at this point, I just want to mention, like, if you are getting a dress done or something like that, I wouldn't use this measurement to send your measurements to a seamstress, but this is perfectly fine for online shopping. Now for the waist, we want to measure the narrowest part of our torso. That is where our natural waist is. And if you're having trouble finding it, it's usually right below your lowest rib. You'll feel it. You won't be able to see me, but you'll be able to see the measurement. Same situation. Measuring tape, lowest number up, pinching with 2 fingers like that, and measure around the narrowest part of your waist. And if you're having trouble finding it, you can always tie like another ribbon or something like that around it so that you can see where it's at. And here's the key with the waist. You're gonna take a deep breath in and then take the measurement. I'm getting a 27.5. And the reason we're taking a deep breath in is because we don't want the clothing that we get to be too tight when we're breathing. If for whatever reason we start running, or I don't know, life happens, you can make sure that that is not gonna be super restrictive. Let's try it again. I am getting 27.5 exactly with both measurements. For the hip, this is the important part. We want to stand feet together. This is the only one where we stand feet together. And we're going to measure the widest part of our hip, which for me, it's like right there. So let's start again. Just make sure that it's even. Get a good laugh at my shuffle. 36 for me. Always do it twice. I just want to say that I'm getting the exact same measurements both from the ribbon method and the actual measuring tape, so I know that this works. I know this is a weird angle, but I'm gonna do the inseam. And for that, I actually find it easier to use one of these measuring tapes. When you're measuring the inseam, you're gonna measure from the crotch to the opening of the pants, which is obviously going to change very much depending on whether you're doing pants or shorts. In this case, I'm just going to go for pants as if they were full length pants. Usually something like this is the amount between the floor and the pants. So I know that whatever measurement ends up there, that will be the measurement of my inseam. Let me show you. Usually, if you have somebody else doing this for you, you would want to stand hip width apart. But in this case, because I don't have anybody, what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna put this on on the ground and hold it between my feet, like that. Super important that you stand up straight because that will change the measurement. I can see that it's 27, like that will hit right around my ankles. But for example, these leggings that I'm wearing, the inseam is not 27 on these leggings. So if I wanted to see where that is, I would actually start by hooking it up. 20. I got a measurement of 20, which makes sense because there is 7 inches between the end of my legging and the top of my ankle. So my longest pair of pants is probably 27 inches. And let me get the box and I'll chat with you. And for the inseam, as awkward as it is to measure, I really do recommend that what you measure is the longest pair of pants that fits you really well. That is the easiest way to know the total length. But because it changes drastically depending on the garment, it's really just a matter of you kind of getting a feel of where certain lengths hit. But this is one of those measurements that has really helped me find clothes that fit better because for a lot of brands, I am considered petite. Banana Republic, Gap, Madewell, like a lot of these big brands, I am a petite person, so those pants fit me better. But then Madewell likes to make their jeans a little bit cropped above the ankle, and I personally don't like that look. So I know that at Madewell I can shop regular and I actually get pants that hit just right. Next I'm gonna do the sleeve length, which is honestly one of the hardest ones to get alone. But I'm gonna show you first with the ribbon method, and then I'll do the measuring tape. What you wanna do is grab your live end and hold it at the bottom of your neck from the most prominent bone at the end of your neck, and then wrap it like that around your arm, and then hold your arm at a 90-degree angle, like so, and put your hand at your hip. Not your waist, because that wouldn't be a 90-degree angle, your hip. And then I'm just gonna push, you can see they have the little bead over here, like that. So that will be the most accurate measurement that I can get. If you can get somebody else to do this for you, great. But if not, you can just do it yourself and talk the way I am talking. See, there we go. That looks pretty good. It's much easier with a measuring tape. Okay, so I'm getting 33.25 with the measuring tape. Now let's get the ribbon. 33.5. So it's not exactly the same. This is why we measure twice. So I would do it again. $33.25. Can you see? The next measurement is the center back length, which is the measurement from the point of the most prominent bone on the bottom of your neck to your waist. So in this case, I've tied a belt around my waist so that I can see where it is easier and not kind of like eyeball it. And this is one of those strange measurements where like you won't really have to know it unless you're looking for a specific top or blouse that hits right at your waist. But it's good to know because if you're ever shopping for jackets or blazers, it'll tell you what the center back length is, and it'll say like 42 inches, and that will give you an idea of where it will hit on your body, like the length of the garment. So this is a little awkward to get, as all the other ones, but I'm gonna start with a measuring tape and then I'll show you with the ribbon. I'm gonna hold it right there at the most prominent bone. There we go. And then pull it taut until I feel the belt. And just making sure that it's going right down the center of my back. I'm going to place hold with my nail, and I'm getting 15.25. So let me get the ribbon and I'll show you with that. $15.25. Not bad. Pretty good, and now I know if I want a jacket that hits in my waist, I'm looking for 15.5. And lastly, there are two other measurements that I'm not gonna show you how to get because they really pertain to the garment as opposed to your body, but I just wanna give you an idea of what they mean. The first one is body length, and that is from that point that we've been measuring from on the back of your neck to the bottom of the back hem of the garment. So this is particularly for dresses, tops, something like that. It's from this point till the lowest point on the garment, the lowest hem on the back. But keep in mind that some garments are asymmetrical, so just because the back hits at a certain length doesn't mean that the front necessarily hits on that. So that is just good for you to know if you're looking at a dress online or something like that, that you just want to know where it'll hit on your body. And lastly, there's the skirt length. The skirt length is always measured from the waist to the point of the lowest hemline in the back. That will give you an idea of where the skirt hits and how long it is. But keep in mind that even though the skirt length is always measured from the waist down, not all skirts are meant to hit at the waist. Some of them are worn at the hip. So just keep that in mind when you're shopping and look at the reviews just to make sure that the retailer is giving you an accurate measurement of either the garment or body, because that does change things. I have a few more tips to make sure that you get the best possible fit when online shopping. First, if you can do so, I recommend getting 2 sizes of the same item so that you can feel which one fits better with the intention of returning one. I usually get the one that the size chart recommends for me and then one size up. For example, for the white pants in my spring capsule wardrobe, I think the retailer recommended a size 24 and I ordered a 24 and a 25. And while I did fit into the 24, they cut into my body in awkward ways and they were just a little too tight and uncomfortable and they just did not look that good. But then the size larger, it actually looked a lot better, so I ended up keeping the larger size and returning the smaller size. However, if you're gonna do this, always make sure that you check the return policy for the retailer. Some of them will charge you return shipping or even a small restocking fee, so just make sure that you know what you're getting into before you do this. And second, just make sure that you check the size charts for the different cuts and sizings. For example, the curvies, the talls, the petites, a lot of the times the retailers will have only on the floor what is most common or what sells the most, but then you go online and they have a ton of other different sizes. And these, by the way, don't mean anything about your body. They don't say anything about your weight or how tall you are or anything like that, but it is about the proportions that your body has. If you find that you have trouble with the lengths of your garments being too long or too short, or pants just being like an awkward length on you all of the time, or if you have that little gap in the back of your body, you know, when your waist doesn't cinch properly, definitely check out the other size charts. I guarantee you, game changer. And if you could let me know in the comments below what your favorite place to shop online is, I would really appreciate it. And please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and share it with someone who might find it helpful. If you're new, please don't forget to subscribe before you leave. You can click on my face over here to do so. And if you're looking for more content, either of these 2 videos were particularly selected for you. If you have any specific question, I will leave you my Instagram and Twitter handle down below. I am always available there. I will see you guys next Thursday. Bye.